Dun, 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 dun. If you want to influence everyone, if you want to be able to get everyone to love you, all you have to do is love everyone. That's all you have to do. But you really have to mean it. And it works only if you mean it. And once you start to really love and feel the lovey-dovey energy, and then you send it out. Whoosh, whoosh. Okay, let's say there's a person you don't like. You still want to influence them. Love them. They're so lovable. Oh, look at you. Actually, everyone that you don't like and that I don't like, you could check this out because I've checked it out many times. It checks out. Every single person I don't like is my greatest teacher. The more I don't like them, the more they're my teacher. Therefore, I have to love them. I have to love them. I will be the most powerful love queen in the world. I'm going to love everyone. I'm going to rule the world with love. And then I will take all of the power and I will give it back. I will take all the power and I will give it back to everyone. I will get elected president of the United States, and then I will dissolve the United States. I will go, we are going to be the most borderless, ruleless, lawless, actually free, actually democracy. Because the democracy means that all of life run this. And we want all of life to run this. This is not a democracy. We got sold out on some fake democracy. Yep. We got sold out on some fake democracy. We're gonna love them up. Send love. Do you know how lovely and cute Kim Jong-un is? He is amazing. Do you know how lovey-dovey, sweetie-dee-dee Putin is? He's so lovely. Look at Trump. He's like a big baby. Get over here. You just want to kiss him. I bet you need to be changed and breastfed and given lots of snuggles because you are all grown men crying babies. I, Daisy the Venice Healer, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to be president of the United States. Yo! This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be like, listen, world leaders, you get over here. You're like little toddlers fighting. You're going to snuggle right now. Everybody hug. Come. Group hug. And we will all hug. And we'll be like, smell each other's hair. You're so cute. You need to wash your hair. It's stinky. Your hair smells amazing. And yours is super fluffy and flouncy. Now everyone check how voluminous your hair is. Of course it's gotten fluffier. Our oxytocin and dopamine levels have gotten higher because even though we just smelled some people's hair we didn't like, we smelled a lot of people's hair we did like. We touched a lot of bodies we loved. There were a couple bodies we were like, I don't like you. We'll get over here, I'll hug you. And then it was a whoosh. It was still wonderful. This is amazing. Get over here, world leaders. Now you're gonna snuggle nature. And all the world leaders, I'm gonna be like, we're gonna do things my way. The goddess energy is gonna come in. For too long, we've had too much violence. And the goddess and the god energy have been pushed aside. And we've been speaking a language of nonsense. Evaluating and thinking and strategizing, and they did this and he said this and we did, and defense, we need to defend, and everything's about war and conquer and pillage and take the resources, and then we will control them and divide them in ways of chaos and more violence and separation. Also, we can control and own way more than what we need. This is addiction, and I'm gonna say doopadoodles. You're going to be sober. You're not allowed to have way more than what you need. Putin don't need no palace. Kim Jong-il ain't no great leader because the great leader leads by example, and they follow because they want to be there. The goddess energy has power because they come to her to drink from her breast and to hear from her wisdom. And the bountiful breast of the mother earth is here. And there is a wound with the great mother earth that is deep, and it goes to our own mother, and I too am mother. It breaks my heart. My 2-year-old and my 8-year-old and my 10-year-old are frozen in time in my mind when they left my arms and we had a group bed. Something about me knew that I was meant to co-regulate, that I was meant to sleep with my children. And I told my kids, I like sleeping with you guys. I don't want to sleep with no guy. So my bedroom was what the king slept in. And I went and slept with the children. Or I would just go home to my children most of the nights. And raising children alone, I knew it wasn't the way. And this was before my awakening. I know now. Before I did things out of fear. I took my kids to school because you have to. Otherwise, you will get in trouble. I made sure that I made money to pay my bills. Even though I didn't want to do what I was doing. I did it anyways. I lived next door to people I didn't know. In places that were not exactly where I wanted. Because it was where I could afford. And it had what I wanted. But I was always sacrificing. There was always so much resistance. And I was 3rd generation rich person. I was getting $14,000 a month in child support. That is tax-free money. I was paying a $6,400 a month mortgage. And then my sugar daddies were paying me $8,000 to $12,000 a month, tax-free. I never once filed taxes, right? I was very, very rich. Like Melania Trump. My most recent sugar daddy was the Nobel Prize winning doctor, Vincent Chimpapa. And I had an $8,000 allowance. And before that, it was Eric Weinstein, Carteret Mortgage, $12,000 a month. Steve Aronoff, famous lawyer. This one was for I've known for 15 years and is still a good friend of mine. And I talk to him regularly still. We've been good friends. I have not touched money except for GR, but I don't work. I've been sober from market economy 5 years. What happens, and the reason I get to be president, they say you gotta, now they're restricting my life, yeah. Okay, so, I guess because you're not allowed to talk about sobriety, and then they're gonna restrict it, but I'm okay with that. Because it's part of my story. I celebrated 7 years sober from substances and alcohol, and now I'm 5 years sober from market economy, which I realized was our main addiction that I would not have wanted to numb out with relationships or addictions. Those were drives to get dopamine. And that really, I was wanting oxytocin and dopamine and serotonin and dimethyltryptamine. I was wanting like a whole concoction of elixirs. And we settle for substances and for foods. But relationships, let me tell you, when you got relationships, oh yeah, I feel like I should brush my hair before I go outside. When you got relationships, that's the jelly. You're not going to be looking for nothing. You're going to be feeling so amazing if you have relationships. So anytime I touch my hair, I love you so much. I have a relationship with my hair. I love you so much. Here, we just woke up. That's why it's a little bit like, because it's like, we were sleeping. I know, hair. You're so lovable. And I'm so gentle when I brush my hair. Sometimes I won't even begin with my brush when I first wake up because I'm like, whoa, hair. I'll just kind of like pull hair apart. I love you so much. I love you so much. You want to know what I was doing today? I thought I wouldn't want to live stream this, but I went number 2. And the entire time I was thinking, I love you so much, bowels. I love you so much, colon. I love you so much, intestines. I love you so much. You're so lovable. Oh, I just filled with love. And then I started thinking about my belly and my esophagus. I love you so much. And this morning, I Googled some stuff about some of our past trauma. I've been healing the collective trauma for some of the stuff that happened to us. I'm not going to talk about it right now because I don't want to upset anyone, especially not TikTok. See, look how fluffified. All we did was a little bit of gently separating. I love you, hair. Don't you ever touch yourself without thinking about how lovable you are. If you're comparing or getting it, in fact, don't compare. Oh my goodness, no. If you're more wonderful, then just love yourself. If they're more wonderful, then go, gimme. Be like, I could do my shoulder like that too. Like maybe you saw someone do like a, I saw this girl do a hair flip. She was like this. No, but it's like an 8. I still can't do it. It was like, okay, I'm learning heels dance. So it's like this. I can't even do it, but her hair's like, her head was like, but it's like it's an 8 shape. It's amazing. And I'm not going to sit here and compare. I want to absorb those superpowers because that is some ninja shit. If you're going to be like, with your hair. I was like, dang, that must be good for her brain too. I love my brain. So I decided I'm going to absorb her superpowers. And that's what you do. Don't compare that. Don't. So if you do, you're going to get a tickle torture. Look at you, my children. You're so cute in that TikTok. I'm going to mother all of you. They ripped my children away from my arms. So I'm going to love all of my children who want reparenting. And I'm going to find all of my mothers and fathers to reparent me too. And actually, most of you are under 24 years old. Okay. And I would just want to mother you. And I would want to mother you anyways. Because you're really lovable and I love you. And that's why I keep telling you, think about how lovable you are. It's so important to me that you know that everything that you do, you are so lovable no matter what. And it's so cute that you did that. You're just like your little mimicker, okay? That's sweet. It's really cute. I'm going to look at the chat in a sec because I do want to connect with you guys. But these are the chats I'm going to grab. I'm going to grab the questions because I would like to actually benefit someone with my wisdom. I would like to benefit all of you with my wisdom. So tell me your struggles, and it's going to be like whatever you're struggling with, what's hard for you right now. Even if I just give you empathy and say you make sense. I am to be... Okay, Miss Miraculous. She says, I am an ageless goddess. Awesome. And she says, cheers to the youth. I reframed what she said. She says, I'm too old to be awesome, but cheers to the youth. Goddess, you are ageless. We live in a new age of epigenetics. You could literally go under a red light and look 20 years younger, so you may as well just accept a little hot yoga, some not a little, a lot of hot yoga, cold plunge, look in the mirror and go, I love you so much. Put all of the love into you that created any wrinkles or fine lines, smooth them out with affection, and do not allow yourself to ever say anything that is disenchanting, non-enhancing, unloving, or unawesome about yourself. Every time we say I want us to be conscious that we are casting a spell. I was so conscious. I was in the closet and I was literally sending my kids massive love. And I send massive love. I include all of the kids because my daughter has like 3 other siblings. They're half siblings. So those are my kids also in my mind. And, their parents, those are my mama's sisters and my brother dadas. And the mama sissies and brother dadas they're like my mom and dada squad. And the mama and dada squad, we are here to raise the kids together. We're not here to hoard them. That's silly. And because of all the fighting, my daughter is not able to know her other siblings, 2 of them. And that's my struggle. So I would say to Daisy, you make sense. Of course you feel how you feel. I would be struggling with that too. When you tell me, I feel my body clenching. And I feel upset. I wonder if that's how you feel too. And I would say, yeah, that's how I feel. It's not that charged. You could tell this emotion. And then I would say to Daisy, yeah, I could tell it's not that charged. That's why my tone's pretty neutral and matching yours. Because I'm just reflecting what I'm hearing. So in this case, I cannot hear your guys' tone. So if you put your struggle in, you could just tell me how you feel. I'm devastated. This is my struggle. I'm angry. This is my struggle. I'm bewildered. This is my struggle. I'm feeling stagnant and perplexed. This is my struggle. Okay? So, what are you struggling with? Hello, Crystal. You're so lovable. You're so lovable, Frankie. You're so lovable, Star. James, you're so lovable. Mr. Juice, Veronica's so lovable. Veronica says, don't let people bring you down. Right? Everything's a lesson. And sometimes people say mean stuff and it hurts us. Just say, of course you feel sad. There's a lot of stuff that happens that gives us alarmed aloneness, and it happens in the darkness because we are looking on our phone and someone will text us something, some stranger even, and then we're like, oh, and it's upsetting. So that's trauma, and you're not supposed to be alone. That's not supposed to happen. You're lovable. All right? And one of the worst things about market economy, I'm going to go to the school on Monday and be like, look, kids, I'm here to advocate for you. I'm here for you guys to make a stand so that you guys can assemble and talk about the world that you want, because I know when you guys are in charge of your life that you guys will get a lot done. Every single seat in there that you sit in gets paid for. A lot of money every day. What if that money, instead of shaming you and making you stay in the same position, listening to the same boredom in the age of information, you're in a space of stagnation? My children, come, I will say, come and lead us. Lead us your way. What will you do? And this means, what is the incredible positive change that you are here to bring? And we have a lot of work to do. It's really not true that it's the kid's job to sit in a school and learn all day. That's ridiculous. Children are meant to be out in the fields or in the tree or doing whatever. And if with the parents when they're little and with whoever they want. And there's not that much work to be done. Market economy enslaves all of us so that very few can have way too much. And the age of enslavement ends when we say it does. Children, you are being groomed and prepared to be slaves. And it's starting right now by every seat being paid for where you stay. When you don't stay, that seat isn't paid for, and that money gets to get allocated for you or somewhere else, at least more enriching than enslaving you, making you learn superfluous information. All of you guys know you could learn everything that you want on your phone when you want. Literally in the age of information, when I want to learn something, I just learn it right there. We don't have to go to school. Eventually we'll get interested in something. We'll be idle, and then we'll go on to do that thing, and we'll get good at it. And if we're living in a world of abundance where all of our needs are being met, and we're able to feed ourselves, and we have shelter, and we're together, and we're with those that we love. We're not separated all day, and we're not ripped away as kids, but we have these unique and strong relationships we've had since we were kids. I would really, really, really love to be free. I am in Santa Monica Beach, Venice Beach, one of, I believe, the most wild and free places on earth. And I believe it is the most influential place on earth. And that makes it a double whammy. Because if it's the most influential place on earth, and yes, I believe that Hollywood, Los Angeles, we've got the World Cup coming here, we've got the Olympics coming here. Everyone's eyes is on LA. And this is a magical place where people come to awaken. And there's a lot of traumatized here. And this area of the planet has been known for the Great Awakening. And it's my purpose to say, what's your meaning and purpose? It's my purpose because I found out that I'm meant to have a meaning and purpose. So it's my meaning and purpose to give you that message. That you are meant to do God's work. That God's work speaks in 3 languages. Body sensations. My jaw is relaxed. My breath is deep. My eyes feel bright. My cheekbones high. My shoulders feel relaxed. My belly, I could sense rising and falling with my breath. These are body sensations, and that's the first language because these are undeniable. I could tell that you just licked your lips and smiled. And I could see that you are adjusting your hair also with me. And you are yawning. And our body sensations are undeniable. Our second language that God speaks in is body sensations. And when I say our, it's because we're God. We're all reflections of God. And everyone's like, you cannot say that we're the great God. I was like, there's no great God. We're all one. We just happen to be inhabiting said avatar. There's still a piece of God deciding to have a human experience, choosing to be a being of light. And that's not like a string bean, you silly goose. You're so cute. Little angel face. No. Like a being of light, spirit. A piece of God. And I know you've heard this. When they die, they see, ooh, everyone's here. You can feel it. And you're light. And you could travel to, you're a being of light. It's the in-between. And then they go back to their body. They tell, everyone says the same story. right? No one says a different story. It's always the same. So now that we know this, then what that means is that we are waiting, because we're going to find out, because everyone says the same thing. Incredible peace, forgiving everything, loving everyone. We're going to go towards that light. So when are we going to choose to do it? When are we going to fully choose to love? And I mean love everything. Take your worst enemy. Do you want to be the most influential goddess, God? About 20% of you are men. You guys are kings. Most of us on here are goddesses. Our hair gets fluffier. We get more gorgeous. We elevate each other. Goddesses are amazing together. We raise our children together. We run the home. We nurture the land. We know that generosity is better than war. Our hearts flood with love. When the conquerors come to our doors, we say, "Oh, darlings, you look like you've been through it. Did you come in the water? Do you need nutrients? How about some massage? All of you lay on the ground. We're going to walk on all of you. It's going to feel like a healing massage." I could tell you've been through it. There's a lot of deconstricting that we must do. And restoration and renewal. You're so lovable, and you don't have to take anything. You could just come and be our friend. And you could come and visit anytime. There's plenty of food for all of us to eat. Come and join our table. There's plenty of room for everyone to sleep. Come, and we will show you where the cottages are that we have for instances like this when friends come to stay. And there's more than enough room for all of you. We have way more friends than all of you. Come on inside. Let's talk about where you guys decided that you had to hide and fight. And that's what the goddesses say. Let me help you love. So this is what James says. I am a single dad that cares for 3 young kids, full time. My youngest has autism, severe. It's hard. I think I just coughed my autism up. It's always there, though. And when I was a little girl, and it's not about me, James. You'll see where I'm going with this, because it's actually about you. What you said impacted me, and I'm going to tell you how. I'd say I'm 3rd generation genius autistic. And actually, I'm the 2nd of 3 generations, because I have a child with, and my youngest, at the time, not my daughter, she was not born, he aged out of it. We did a lot of therapy. When I was little, I got sent away. I was living in Panama in the U.S. Embassy, and as a toddler, I was experiencing severe abuse and neglect. And that's the common theme with the autism in my family, is the severe abuse and neglect. My son, I cannot speak for what happened to myself in my early years as a baby. My toddler years, I remember that I had to question every touch because I lived with a family pedophile. And that I was experiencing severe psychological, verbal, physical abuse. And I'm not saying that you're abusing your kid, but let me just hear where I'm going with this, okay? Because sometimes it's invisible. We don't know. Because sometimes it could come from all different things, but just listen. It could come from neglect too. It haunts me that I left my children with some of the people I left them with. I feel great shame and pain for this. My father was considered Asperger's. He's world famous violinist Eugene Fodor. He was in short films and movies with famous people like Joan Crawford and, Charlie's Daniels band, The Devil Plays the Fiddler. My father played with them on TV and was on the Johnny Carson show, which is the same thing as like The Tonight Show, over a dozen times. He was one of their regular guests. And he was very charismatic and good looking and incredibly talented, the best violinist of our time. He was also known to be socially incredibly awkward, autistic, Asperger's. And then he was self-medicating with drugs like me and alcohol. So with my son, I would leave him and with random people. So where I'm going with this is our world is traumatic and then it creates some form of autism. I feel like all of us have everyone's somewhere on this spectrum because everyone is everything, right? No one is 100% kind. Everyone is on a spectrum of kindness. No one is 100% mean. Everyone is on a spectrum of meanness. Typically, it depends on what's going on in the environment and how well the needs are being met. And that is what autism is to me. And what I hear for you, James, is that you're a single dad and you have 3 young kids. And one of the healthy reactions to having a world with a lot of stimulus and not a lot of support, and that's what you are going through, and that is what your kids are going through. And if your child has autism, then you are really suffering. Because there is a whole separate thing that goes on for a parent. And the whole reason why I went through the whole thing that I told you about my family is just to let you know that I have shared reality. That when my grandfather died, it was the worst thing I ever went through. Finding out my child had autism, like already feeling like there's something up with your child, and then going through it. So in this case, I did ABA therapy, applied behavioral analysis. And we would do this 40 hours a week. I took him to a partial hospitalization program. This is not fun for a toddler. Poor thing. And my son got institutionalized from a young age. I'm wondering if your kids go to daycare and stuff. And that's really traumatizing. If you take the stress levels of kids who are in daycare centers, it's the same as what I'm doing here, you guys. Oh, everything pops out in the morning. So I'm going to show you how I do it. So there's a corner on this table. And I'm just going to adjust it on each side. And then you do the neck. I just popped my whole spine out. It feels so much better. There should be like a condition. When a kid gets diagnosed with autism, the parent should be diagnosed with a condition. Should be like, especially if you're a single parent, like grief autismulosis. I have like a frog in my throat this morning, you guys, so excuse me. I'll get a glass of water after I'm done talking about this, because I don't know. I mean, maybe I got choked up because just bringing up the autism thing. But that's really difficult for you. I have so much guilt around my situation as a single parent. and leaving my kids with people who I didn't know. And when we don't have people that we could leave our kids with that we trust, and I don't know if that's a piece of it, that can be even worse. But I'm just acknowledging that it's super, super hard for you. And I gave a lot of information. I want you to know that autism is a healthy reaction. And with a lot of therapy in the beginning, they could come, it's like, it's just going to be a genius. and really gifted and a superhero. And I believe that autism is some form of the fourth dimension. And we're moving towards the fifth dimension, which is God consciousness, divinity, oneness. And autism is somewhere in between. And the third dimension and the density is the belief that we are separate, that I'm me and you're you. And we're not each other. Like, what happens to me doesn't really impact you. And I don't believe that you guys believe that's true, but that's what the third dimension is. I believe that we're in this mixture, and the autistic kids are having this healthy reaction. My son would bang his head on the ground, peel skin off his fingers, and they'd start bleeding, and it was like, there's just a lot of stuff that was really intense. However, the environment that I created, unfortunately, with what I had, I was not able to create an environment for my children to thrive, because there's a world around us that emerges in scarcity and separation and a lack of our meaning and purpose. Lack of our meaning and purpose causes us to mask our feelings and use substances or food, or numb out some other way, or act out. Lack of our meaning and purpose is really bad. Scarcity causes us to lie, to be untrue to ourselves, to sell ourselves, to do things we would never do. Scarcity causes us to leave our kids with people we wouldn't. It causes us to, it's just so many things. And then separation. Separation is one of the worst wounds of all, because if you're alone a lot, and a single parent means like you got 3 kids to raise, you're not supposed to be in a nuclear family. That means that you create these phenomena of a single parent, and we're monkey beings. Like we are evolved in troops and tribes and clans, and these are wounds to cry. We must cry buckets of tears. And that's why we didn't have autism back in the day. We didn't have all this stuff back in the day that we have now. I feel pain coming up. Do you, James? I'm gonna look for your comments. And you guys, look, I don't want people putting unsolicited advice or draining stuff in my chat. Do we have a mod? Hello, my super duper heroes. Your fave Gigi's. Hello, my goddess queen. Hello, my duper doodles. You're so lovely. Who's on here a lot, you guys? Huh? Separation is death. She wants to read, says, I don't know you very well, but you seem like a very educated woman and a kind soul. Love you, goddess. And I burned all my broccoli. Says, I and 2 sisters was taken from my mom. Oh, come here. That's so awful. I'm so sorry. It's the most awful thing in the world. Separation is the worst thing. Separation tells us that that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to use violence and separation and control and punishment and reward. Goddess energy doesn't say that. Goddess energy says just heal and love and make sure all the needs are met. Give lavish abundance and thriving, and they're less likely to act out. Just be friends. Work it through. Collaborate. Develop connection. Build trust. Build a bridge. Bridge the gap. What will help? Where's the way forward? They don't separate families. It's not even a natural thing. You don't have a nuclear family, because then, of course, like, one parent is gonna act out on their kids. Yo, that's what's up. James, I'm looking for you. I don't see you in the chat. I feel you, brother. Love you, Nova Vision. Love you guys. Okay, I'm gonna mod you, Gigi. Thank you. Anyone else who I know here? I want... Okay, mod. Okay. Love you guys so much. So here's my plan. I'm going to be going to Pacific Palisades High School, and I'm going to get those kids. I'm going to free them, because that's a prison. They lock them in there. Every seat is paid for, and that money's not going towards what they want to learn. So imagine if they were like, what? I could choose? It's like, yeah. They're spending $100 a day for you to be there. $200 a day, whatever it is. What do you want to do? $200 a day? I'm going to go see a therapist to learn hypnotherapy. That's what I did. I saw him every week. It's about $200 a day, right? And then if we get that every day, you could see someone every week. Learn how to be a hypnotherapist. And if you spend 3 hours concentrated with a hypnotherapist or whatever they spend with you for that session, and you learn every week, you just got to do that once a week. You're going to get really good. And having kids go to school all day, it's so messed up. Putting them in that environment is so messed up because it's really stressful. So, yeah, Ricky Docs, education is of importance, but not in a torture chamber. We live in the age of information. How many of us are on YouTube University? And guess what? If you, Ricky, had $200 a day to learn whatever you want, wouldn't you want to spend it how you want? You would learn how to be a dentist. You would learn how to be a hypnotherapist, a magician, a hairstylist, a makeup artist, and a shoemaker all in 1 year. School wastes so much time with superfluous information. It's basically a glorified daycare. It's a torture chamber. It's never been good. Torture chamber. Always been traumatizing that we keep doing it to our kids. It's so bad. I can't believe we've been doing this for so long. When will we stop the insanity? And I'm going to end there because that's truth. That's like the most wise thing I've said all day. And end all schools. I love you. And end all work. Everything boring. God said play. God is tired of us being bored. Okay? Go love yourselves and stop being bored. Go play. I love you.